Son, say goodbye to your grandpa. Let him lay back, fold his hands, and die in peace.
Now that's enough of that.
You might be aware that you're not the only one. You got company, you know.
With this ring, I do thee wed, and with all my earthly goods I thee endow.
The Waltons remains one of the most beloved television series, known for its heartfelt stories and unforgettable characters. While the show continues to bring comfort to fans, many of the talented actors who brought Walton's Mountain to life have sadly passed away. Their performances left a lasting impact, and today we honor their memories by reflecting on their incredible contributions. Here are 28. The Waltons actors we have tragically lost. Ralph Waite as John Walton, Senior Ralph Waite, born June 22, 1928, in White Plains, New York, became a beloved figure through his portrayal of John Walton Sr. in The Waltons, 1972 to 1981. At 44, he brought depth and authenticity to the role of the hard-working, loving father, embodying values like love, sacrifice, and resilience. His portrayal of John Walton struck a deep chord with audiences, making him a memorable and iconic figure in television history. Waite passed away on February 13, 2014, at 85, leaving behind a lasting legacy. His death marked the end of an era for fans who grew up with the wisdom and warmth his character offered. In a fitting tribute, the NCIS episode Honor Thy Father was dedicated to his memory, showcasing the profound impact he had on both his fans and the industry. Before his defining role in The Waltons, Waite demonstrated his versatility in various television roles, including Ben Walker in The Mississippi and Father Matt in Days of Our Lives. These earlier parts paved the way for his later success as a father figure in roles like Jackson Gibbs, the father of Leroy Jethro Gibbs in NCIS, and Hank Booth, the wise grandfather in Bones. In each of these roles, Waite brought a perfect blend of strength, compassion, and wisdom, qualities that became his trademark. Even today, we continue to miss him in every role he played, as his legacy lives on through the characters he so memorably portrayed. Ronnie Claire Edwards as Corabeth Godsey. Ronnie Claire Edwards brought both charm and complexity to the role of Corabeth Walton Godsey in The Waltons, 1972 to 1981, crafting a character who was as amusing as she was layered. Born on February 9, 1933, Edwards was 39 when she first embodied Corabeth, the refined yet insecure wife of storekeeper Ike Godsey. With grand ambitions and an air of sophistication, Corabeth often attempted to elevate herself above the simple life of Walton's Mountain. Edwards' nuanced performance made Corabeth unforgettable. She passed away on June 14, 2016, at the age of 83 due to complications from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. While The Waltons remains her most iconic role, Edwards had already built a strong foundation in theater before transitioning to television and film. Her command of the stage gave her a presence that translated seamlessly to the screen. Throughout her career, she showcased her versatility, appearing in Designing Women and Star Trek, The Next Generation, as well as playing Aunt Dolly in Boone, 1983. She later joined Gina Davis in Sarah, 1985, and took on a role in Clint Eastwood's The Dead Pool, 1988, proving she could move effortlessly between television and film, drama, and comedy. Whether through her performances, her writing, or her passion for history and restoration, Edwards left behind a legacy of storytelling. Joe Conley as Ike Godsey. Joe Conley brought warmth and charm to television as Ike Godsey, the affable storekeeper on The Waltons, 1972 to 1981. Always eager to please, yet often flustered by his strong-willed wife Corabeth, Ike became a fan favorite thanks to Conley's heartfelt performance. More than just a merchant, he was a friend, a confidant, and a beloved part of Walton's Mountain. Born on March 3, 1928, Conley was 44 when he stepped into the role that would define his career. He continued acting for decades before passing away on July 7, 2013, at the age of 85, due to complications from dementia. Long before the Waltons, Conley pursued acting while also building a second career in real estate. After serving in Korea, he returned home and found steady work in television, though mostly in small roles. By the early 1970s, his acting career had reached a crossroads, until an unexpected break in an AT&T educational film led him to the role of Ike Godsey. That single opportunity turned into nearly a decade on one of television's most beloved shows. Later, Conley continued acting in series like The Dukes of Hazzard and Knight Rider. In 2009, he shared his memories in his autobiography, Ike Godsey of Waltons Mountain, offering fans a behind-the-scenes look at his time on the show. Meanwhile, his success in real estate provided stability, proving that an actor's journey doesn't always follow the typical Hollywood script. Ellen Corby as Esther Walton. Ellen Corby's portrayal of Esther Grandma Walton was nothing short of iconic. As the strong-willed yet deeply caring matriarch, she balanced stern discipline with boundless love, guiding her family through life's trials with wisdom and faith. Her performance resonated with audiences, earning her 3 Emmy Awards and a place in television history. Born on June 3, 1911, she was 61 when she stepped into the role that would define her legacy. After years of captivating performances, Corby passed away on April 14, 1999, at the age of 87, following a period of declining health. A storyteller at heart, Corby's journey in Hollywood began behind the scenes, working as a script supervisor before making the leap to acting. Her talent quickly found its place on screen, and she became known for playing strong, no-nonsense women. With a quiet intensity and remarkable depth, she brought characters to life in films such as I Remember Mama, 1948, a role that earned her an Academy Award nomination and a Golden Globe win. Whether in dramas, westerns, or family-friendly television, her presence was always commanding. Her legacy is one of perseverance, authenticity, and the belief that even the smallest moments in life hold great meaning. Will Geer as the grandfather. Will Geer's portrayal of Grandpa Zebulon Walton in The Waltons, 1972 to 1981, was filled with warmth, wisdom, and a rebellious streak that made him unforgettable. Born on March 9, 1902, Geer was 70 when he stepped into the role, embodying the heart and soul of the Walton family. He was a grandfather with a twinkle in his eye, a deep love for the land, and a firm belief in the power of family. His presence was steady and comforting, whether offering sage advice or sharing a hearty laugh. His time on the show lasted until his passing on April 22, 1978, at the age of 76, due to respiratory failure. The depth and authenticity he brought to Grandpa Walton were no accident. Geer's life had been filled with passion for acting, for nature, and for standing up for what he believed in. His love for storytelling first led him to the stage, where he performed in theater productions that championed the working class. He carried that same energy into film, appearing in westerns and dramas that showcased his rugged charisma. Yet, his path was not without hardship. During the McCarthy era, his refusal to compromise his beliefs led to his blacklisting in Hollywood. It was a time of struggle, but Geer was never one to be defeated. Instead, he turned to another great love, botany, and created a haven for artists at the Will Geer Theatricum Botanicum, where actors and musicians could continue their craft despite political persecution. Peggy Rea as Rose Burton. Peggy Rea brought warmth, humor, and steadfast love to the role of Rose Burton on The Waltons, becoming a beloved figure in the later seasons of the series. Born on March 31, 1921, Rea was 58 when she first appeared as Rose, a strong-willed yet nurturing woman who stepped in to help the Walton family when they needed her most. With her hearty laugh, no-nonsense attitude, and unwavering devotion to her grandchildren, Rose became a comforting presence in the Walton home. Rea continued in the role until 1981, bringing a sense of stability and charm to the series. She passed away on February 5, 2011, at the age of 89 due to heart failure. Rea's path to acting wasn't traditional, but it was marked by determination. Leaving UCLA to attend business school, she found herself working behind the scenes at MGM before transitioning to the stage. Her early career saw her in a touring production of A Streetcar Named Desire, where she honed her craft before stepping into television. By the 1960s and 70s, she had become a familiar face, appearing in Gunsmoke, Bonanza, and All in the Family, often portraying strong, matronly characters. One of her most recognizable roles before the Waltons was Lulu Hogg on The Dukes of Hazzard, where she brought a mix of sass and warmth to the wife of the town's scheming commissioner. Through her work, she left behind a legacy of warmth and resilience, proving that kindness and strength are never out of style. Mary Jackson as Emily Baldwin. Mary Jackson, born on November 22, 1910, was 61 years old when she first brought Emily Baldwin to life on the Waltons, portraying a woman of old-world charm, unwavering optimism, and sentimental devotion. Emily, one half of the eccentric yet endearing Baldwin sisters, clung to the memory of her lost love, Ashley Longworth, with a heart full of nostalgia and a spirit untouched by time. Jackson's portrayal of Emily was so genuine that she became a beloved fixture on the show, a character whose innocence and sincerity never waned. On December 10, 2005, at the age of 95, Jackson passed away due to complications from Parkinson's disease, closing the chapter on a life devoted to storytelling. Before stepping into Emily Baldwin's world, Jackson's journey was one of determination and artistry. Born in Milford, Michigan, she initially pursued a traditional path, earning a degree from Western Michigan University in 1932. She briefly worked as a teacher during the Great Depression, but her passion for the arts led her to the stage. But later, Jackson's move to Hollywood opened doors to an expansive television career. She graced screens in Perry Mason, The Twilight Zone, and The Andy Griffith Show, among many others. Originally cast in the unaired pilot of Days of Our Lives as Alice Horton, she was ultimately replaced, but that setback didn't slow her down. Her gentle yet resolute presence made her a natural fit for the world of the Waltons, where she found the perfect character in Emily Baldwin, a role that allowed her to showcase both tenderness and quiet resilience. Her performances, filled with warmth and grace, left behind a legacy that endures, one that speaks not just of talent, but of a heart devoted to bringing characters to life. John Ritter as Reverend Matthew Fordwick. John Ritter was born on September 17, 1948. At 24 years old, he stepped into the role of Reverend Matthew Fordwick on The Waltons, 1972 to 1981, bringing to life a character who arrived in Walton's Mountain as a strict by-the-book preacher, but gradually transformed into a more compassionate and open-minded leader. Ritter played him with sincerity and warmth, adding depth to a role that could have easily been one-dimensional. His time on The Waltons was an early chapter in what would become a remarkable career. On September 11, 2003, just days before his 55th birthday, Ritter passed away unexpectedly due to an aortic dissection, a tragic loss that left a lasting void in Hollywood. Acting was in Ritter's blood. His father, Tex Ritter, was a famous singing cowboy, but John carved his own path in entertainment. He first studied psychology at the University of Southern California before realizing his passion for theater. Early television appearances in shows like Hawaii, 5-0, and MASH gave him a foothold in the industry, but it was The Waltons that first allowed him to develop a character over time. Playing Reverend Fordwick showcased his ability to balance drama with lighthearted charm, a skill that would define his later work. But in 1977, his career took a major turn when he landed the role of Jack Tripper on Three's Company, a part that catapulted him to stardom. The role earned him an Emmy and a Golden Globe, proving his comedic genius. Yet, Ritter never allowed himself to be boxed into one genre. He gave heartfelt performances in films like Sling Blade, 1996, where he played a kind-hearted gay shopkeeper, and Bad Santa, 2003, his final live-action film, where he brought depth to an otherwise dark comedy. From television to film, comedy to drama, he could do it all. His legacy is not just one of laughter, but of warmth, humanity, and the joy he brought to millions. Wilford Brimley as Horace Brimley. Wilford Brimley was born on September 27, 1934, in Salt Lake City, Utah. He was 40 when he first stepped into Horace's shoes, already carrying the quiet authority of a man who had lived through hard years. As Horace Brimley, he played a blacksmith with quiet wisdom, a man whose steady hands shaped more than just metal. His ability to inhabit such roles came naturally, drawn from his own rugged past. Brimley passed away on August 1, 2020, at the age of 85, following complications from a kidney condition. Acting was never the plan. Brimley spent his early years as a ranch hand, blacksmith, and even a bodyguard for Howard Hughes before finding his way onto film sets. At first, he worked with horses as a stuntman in westerns, but his presence was too strong to stay in the background. But the industry took notice. His first major role came in The China Syndrome, 1979, where he played a power plant worker caught in the middle of a nuclear cover-up. The quiet tension he brought to the screen was unforgettable. More opportunities followed. In Cocoon, 1985, he portrayed a retiree who, despite being only in his early 50s, carried the weight of old age with astonishing realism. His performance captured something rare, the idea that aging isn't just about years, but about spirit, loss, and resilience. Sheila Allen as Fanny Tatum. Sheila Allen brought warmth and quiet dignity to Fanny Tatum, a woman of resilience, kindness, and quiet strength. With her refined presence and depth of expression, Allen made the character feel lived in and real, leaving an impression far beyond her time on screen. Born October 22, 1932, she stepped into the role at 41, bringing decades of acting experience to the part. Her career reflected a lifelong dedication to performance, each role a testament to her craft. She passed away on October 13, 2011 in London after battling cancer, leaving behind a legacy of thoughtful and powerful storytelling. The stage was where Allen first made her mark. With a passion for Shakespearean drama, she joined the Royal Shakespeare Company, taking on some of theater's most demanding roles. Her transition to television introduced her to an even broader audience. As Cassie Manson in Bouquet of Barbed Wire, she delivered a gripping performance, navigating the intricate emotional struggles of a deeply conflicted woman. She brought that same intensity to The Prisoner and Shroud for a Nightingale, proving her ability to adapt to different genres while maintaining a strong presence. Through her performances and her teachings, she left behind more than just memorable roles. She left behind a spirit of dedication, artistry, and the belief that even the smallest performances can make a lasting impact. James Gammon as Zach Roswell. Born April 20, 1940, James Gammon was 33 years old when he took on Zach Roswell, already carrying the rough-hewn charm that would define much of his career. Zach Roswell is a quiet toughness, the kind of man whose past weighed on him, but whose principles remained unshaken. His deep, gravelly voice and steady presence gave the character an authenticity that fit seamlessly into the world around him. His performances always felt lived in, shaped by real experience and an instinct for storytelling. He passed away July 16, 2010, in Costa Mesa, California, after a battle with adrenal gland and liver cancer, leaving behind a body of work that spoke to the heart of the American experience. His path to acting wasn't traditional. Starting as a cameraman and director in Orlando, he first stood behind the lens before realizing his place was in front of it. When he moved to Los Angeles, he co-founded the Met Theater, a decision that would set the stage for his future. It was there that Sam Shepard's Curse of the Starving Class changed everything. Cast as Lou Brown in Major League, his gruff but lovable portrayal became iconic, his delivery of "Give 'em the heater" etching itself into baseball movie history. These roles, and so many others, proved that Gammon didn't just play working-class men, he understood them. His career wasn't built on flash or fame, but on truth, on bringing real people to the screen in a way that felt honest. And in that, James Gammon's legacy endures, not just in the films and shows he left behind, but in the way he made every story feel like it mattered. Rance Howard as Dr. McIvers. Rance Howard, born November 17, 1928, brought a quiet wisdom and steady hand to his portrayal of Dr. McIvers, a physician whose compassion and patience made him a trusted figure in his community when he was 45 years old. With a presence that exuded warmth and sincerity, he became a familiar face to audiences. He passed away on November 25, 2017, in Los Angeles, California, due to heart failure aggravated by a West Nile virus infection. Howard's journey as an actor began on stage, where he toured the country performing in Mr. Roberts alongside Henry Fonda. This experience laid the foundation for a career built on depth and authenticity. He soon transitioned to film and television, earning roles that capitalized on his ability to bring honesty and heart to his characters, from Cool Hand Luke and Chinatown to Apollo 13 and A Beautiful Mind. Working alongside legendary actors and directors, he appeared in Gentle Ben, Babylon 5, and The Andy Griffith Show, among many others, each time adding his signature warmth and believability. His collaborations with his son, Ron Howard, became some of his most recognized work, showcasing their shared passion for storytelling. Howard's influence extended far beyond the screen. He was a mentor, a devoted husband and father, and a believer in the power of a well-told story. His career was proof that great acting is not about spectacle, but about truth, about stepping into a role with sincerity and leaving an audience with something to remember. These talented actors brought warmth, wisdom, and unforgettable moments to the Waltons, leaving a legacy that continues to touch hearts. Though they may be gone, their performances live on, reminding us of the timeless values of family, love, and resilience. Which Waltons character had the biggest impact on you? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about your favorite classic TV stars.